Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Teri Hunter. Today is Monday, September 21st, 2020, and I'm here with your weekly interactive Pick an Angel card reading spreads. How this works is I'm going to do 3 different spreads, and you're going to allow your intuition to guide you as to which spread is most applicable to you for this coming week. How I want to explain just up front is how the 4 cards work. The first position represents the foundational position. It's the energy with which you're starting the week off, the platform, the first step, the first stair. The second position is the opportunity and or the obstacle. 1 coin, 2 sides. Every opportunity has an inherent obstacle, and every obstacle has an inherent opportunity. In the third position, we have the angel's advice for taking advantage of the opportunity or getting around the obstacle. And in the final position, we have the energetic dynamic and the potential at the end of the week, the outcome. So I'm going to start now with angel reading number 1. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I use 2 different decks with each spread. So our first angel for card reading number 1 is Grace and Antoinette. The second is Akasha. The third is Teresa. And the final is Caressa. Oops. All right, joining Grace and Antoinette in the foundational position is the owl. Joining Akasha in the opportunity or the obstacle is Merlin. Joining Teresa in the angel's advice is the swan. And joining Caressa in the final position is the letting go card. Grace and Antoinette is an angel, a set of angels that represent compassion. And as I have studied spirituality and my connection with the angelic realm, compassion is without a doubt one of the, if not the highest vibration. It is on a peer level with love, because compassion, the very seedlings of compassion and love are intertwined. So for those of you that picked card reading number 1, I feel like Grace and Antoinette is asking you not only to have compassion for the position, for the other party, for the experience, but to also examine what it has to offer you in the way of wisdom and what it has to offer you in the way of illusion. I say illusion rather than deception, because I don't feel like you're being deceived. I feel like there is the potential that there are dynamics going on right now that at one point were viable for you. They were a good game plan, let me put it that way. And now maybe that's not the case anymore. Maybe you've evolved past that. Because in the opportunity or the obstacle, I have Akasha, the teacher. And then I have Merlin, and Merlin is the grand wizard representing justice, alchemy, and balance. And I feel like this is your opportunity, is to learn about alchemy. But alchemy does not happen easily. It's through pressure. It's through a tense situation. And if indeed, for some reason, I'm going to go into the angel's advice, you are worrying or taking care of others more than you are yourself, it's time to transform that and to find that your desires, where you are actually cutting through the illusions and having compassion for yourself as you gently allow Merlin to bring justice and balance into your life. And I say gently because I don't think it's about outward movement. I think it's about how you perceive it on the inside. Because in the final position, I have the angel Caressa. She represents the ending of a chapter in your life, and the new happiness awaits you. And the letting go card for me is never about the phrase letting go. I can't let things go very easily, because it seems that the same things seem to happen over and over again to me, or people perpetrate the same behaviors. So rather than that, it became Let It Go, the song from the movie Frozen. It's funny how some distance makes everything look small, and the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits, to break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. So those of you that picked card reading number 1, having compassion for self and for others as you continue to cut through the illusions and the dynamics that are no longer serving you. And as 2020, the energies of 2020 foster this very dynamic, then in some ways your job is to learn from the pressure and to allow yourself to transform like the ugly duckling into the swan. And the swan very much represents intuitive gifts, intuitive insights, and connecting with your intuitive body in a more tangible way. And in the final position, we have the new chapter starting on your terms, on how you want it to be, and your willingness to identify where your fears are and walk bravely through them. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 2. Okay. All right, giving it a good shuffle. Those of you that picked angel reading number 2, our first angel in the foundational position is Teresa. In the opportunity or the obstacle, we have the angel Aurora. In the angel's advice, we have the angel Ray. And then in the final position, we have the angel Sonia. All right, joining the angel Teresa in the foundational position is the horse. Joining Aurora in the opportunity or the obstacle is the wind fairy. Joining Ray in the angel's advice is the burden card. And joining Sonia is the eagle in the final position. All right, those of you that picked angel reading number 2, this is an interior job this week. This is a job where you will be required to really start to look at what your worry is doing. Teresa, for me, is a card of worry. On the face of the card, she talks about taking care of others, and oftentimes I'll see it that way, but it's taking care of others out of balance. Now I'm seeing it about worry. And what I feel like the horse is asking in this position is actually to go into a new direction. And I mean that in the sense of actually seeking out where you can delegate certain things and also accepting help from another in order to help alleviate your worry. And I want to put it this way, for those of you that picked card reading number 2, I think it has a lot to do with how your perception, how you're analyzing the situation. And the more that you've thought about it, I think the more stuck you actually feel. And Aurora is saying that you're flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because you will soon inspire them. This is not a physical threat, it's a habit. And as you start to say, I don't want to worry about this anymore, I want to turn this over to a higher authority, to God and the angels, and I'm going to start to foster an energy that serves the outcome that I want. That's where I think that you'll start to allow the energies of 2020 to dig deep into the idea of maybe you're winning. It may appear that things are challenging, but spirit could be moving things around that you're not aware of, and your worry is keeping you in a loop that energetically blocks the solution. Because in the angel's advice, I have Ray, and Ray talks about yoga and exercise, but if you look at the artist, actually put her in a meditative position, and she's connecting her power center, her power chakra, with her third eye, and it's flanked with her heart chakra and her throat chakra. So as you connect with spirit, which right now may feel like a burden because you're so busy being in your head and analyzing things from a place of what if I lose? It's about shifting that, because in the final position, and this is where the horse is really coming into play, spirit has their hand on the outcome of this week. Sonia represents a deceased loved one, talking about being safe and well in heaven, and sending love to you. And then the eagle talks about connection to the angelic realm. And I think this is really where those of you that picked card reading number 2, angel reading number 2, it is time to turn your worry over to spirit. But rather than give them the worry, oh, please remove this unpleasant dynamic from my life, you say to them, thank you for this pleasant dynamic, and rewriting it and turning it over to them so that they can, when the opportunity presents them itself, they can inspire you to new thought, which will bring new action. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. Give it a good shuffle. All right. Our first angel in the foundational position for those of you that picked angel reading number 3 is Crystal. In the opportunity or the obstacle, we have Teresa. She has shown up in every single reading today. This is very important, and I'll explain why. In the angel's advice, we have the patience card, and in the final position, we have Isaiah. The final position representing the potential outcome, the energetic outcome for the week ahead. All right, joining Crystal is the Death card. Joining Teresa is the Queen. Joining Patience is Merlin. And joining Isaiah is the Bee. For those of you that picked angel reading number 3 for this week, Crystal talks about having faith and hope that there's something more on the horizon that you can't see. There are astrological dynamics right now that are really creating a death for many of us. And the death is not a physical death. It's the death of an old version of ourselves that no longer serves our greatest happiness. And Crystal is assuring you that as you go through this metamorphosis, as you go from the nymph to the dragonfly, and that's a 2-year process, which is also what this astrological transit has been, a little over 2 years of really unearthing what hasn't worked so that we can receive what does work. So allowing for this transition and having faith and hope. And part of that is being able to step into how it feels when you're sitting in the solution, the relief, the dream, the goal, the achievement. Because in the opportunity and or the obstacle, and in this case, for those of you that picked card reading number 3, it's an obstacle. Teresa's saying you're taking care of others too much and you're worrying too much. And in some ways, you think you're the only one who can handle the situation, hence the Queen. And it's really the opposite. It's about stopping your worry, as it is a form of prayer that doesn't serve you. It puts your attention and intention in the very situation you don't want to experience. And then to sit graciously in reception as the Queen does. Because in the angel's advice, patience represents having something to learn and to observe about the obstacle, about the worry, about the taking care of others and thinking you're the only one that can handle it. Because Merlin offers magic, alchemy, justice, balance, and it's a karmic time for you to actually synthesize this information. Because in the final position, Isaiah says it's time to give birth to new ideas and new situations. And the Bee card represents victory. It represents triumph. It represents good luck, as I am aware of my being energy, which is what the obstacle is representing. Your being energy being one of worry, or one of overly caring for others and not of yourself, because you're the only one that can handle the situation. So I want to offer this for those of you that picked reading number 3. These astrological dynamics that I talk about often are transformational in that they are revolutionizing us to live our best lives. And while that may be challenging as we break away from the old things that we're used to, we can, if we really think about it, there's many aspects of the old that we did not find tasteful or pleasant. So as we allow the idea that my worry is attaching me to the old, and now is a time for me to be receptive of the new and to enjoy the magic that Merlin offers as we synthesize our own energy as co-creators in the dynamic, and watch ourselves become victorious as we energetically and emotionally connect to that victory. And in doing so, we start the wheels of a new momentum, a new dream, a new opportunity. All right, that's it for this week, the week of September 21st, 2020. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. I'm available for personal readings, both via Skype, FaceTime, and in person. So please feel free to check out the information in the description to get a hold of me. And I'll be back next week with another pick your angel spread, the angel's advice for the week ahead. I haven't just quite got a rhythm with how to word this because it's not quite pick a card reading. So bear with me as I find my verbiage. All right, guys, thanks so much. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment here on the YouTube channel. It really helps support the growth of the channel and helps support our spiritual growth as a human community. Okay, guys, take care. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.